Hi, and welcome to today's daily reading for February the 5th. And today's reading again is from Time for Peace, Peace in Our Hearts, Peace in the World by my friend Ruth Fishel. If you haven't explored Ruth Fishel, go on to Amazon and look at her book page. She has some wonderful, wonderful books that yes, they're just wonderful. Very worth reading, very worth having in your library. So February 5th starts with a quote from someone called Joan Chittister. Acceptance is the universal currency of real friendship. It does not warp or shape or wrench a person to be anything other than they are. And Ruth writes, we begin by making friends with ourselves, accepting ourselves completely, with all our strengths and weaknesses. Then we can expand that acceptance to all those we love, and then to all beings, everyone, everywhere, regardless of race, colour, sexual preference, nationality, or intelligence. This is how we find peace in our hearts. This is our gift to ourselves. This is our gift to world peace. God gives me all the willingness I need to let go of my judgments. I can feel my heart filling with peace and love as I practice acceptance. I'm going to read that last bit again. God gives me all the willingness I need to let go of my judgments. I can feel my heart filling with peace and love as I practice acceptance. So acceptance is the universal currency of real friendship, isn't it? You know, when you think about your best friend, you know, and how much you love them, how much you care for them, how much their little foibles and imperfections do not bother you. You accept them for who they are. Do you accept yourself for who you are? Are you friends with yourself? A little trick I learned a long time ago, and I haven't used it for a long time actually, but imagine, like, when the next time you hear yourself talking negatively to yourself, imagine that you are sitting on the sofa beside you. And imagine that you can have a conversation with you in the same manner you were having the conversation in your head. And you will find the conversation is different when you imagine that there is actually a person beside you. That is you. So if you imagine yourself as being a person and you are speaking negatively to that person, how does that feel? It doesn't feel great, does it, when you're talking to someone negatively? But if you think of yourself sitting beside you, how will you speak to yourself? You're less likely to speak to yourself critically, without love, without acceptance. You know, you can treat this person sitting on the sofa beside you as your friend. It's maybe a new friend, maybe a brand new friend who you're very unsure of, but that's you. Imagine that person sitting beside you. If this is the start of a journey of friendship between you and you, this is a way to start it. Imagine that you can have a conversation with you. Just ask yourself some basic questions. How are you today? Where are you from? What is it that you do? And see what kind of responses you get. I mean, the responses are in your head, you're making them up, it's in your imagination, but it's a very different way to talk to yourself. If you imagine that you are sitting by yourself or side by yourself, because you're not alone, you're with yourself, and you're with yourself all the time. You know, you don't escape from yourself. You are with yourself all the time. So just imagine it's your friend. You are your first and best friend. And you can have a conversation with you, and you can build on your friendship with you. You can build on your acceptance of yourself through that friendship, because it's only by being friends with ourselves, making peace with ourselves, that we can be of any great service to the world. Believe it or not, it starts within. Alrighty, 5 minutes are up. Namaste. Love to you all, and I will see you tomorrow.